Hola. All right, my name is Chika Okeke. I'm a mother. I happen to be the mother of this beautiful and troublesome young woman. Sometimes it's hard to reconcile the fact that this came from me, but yeah, I feel like she's my greatest role. The role that I've had to take on being her mother is my greatest and my most happy role. So yeah, that's me, basically. Why are you mimicking me? I don't understand. Talk your own now. I've said my own.
Okay, my name is Chika Okeke, also known as Baby Boo. So,
please, which one is Baby Boo? Tell them, they don't know.
Okay, so, I have a YouTube channel.
You do?
Yes,
so she's a YouTuber as well?
Yes, and also...
The money I'm waiting for, YouTube money.
Sometimes I create content. I like creating content. I like creating quotes, and also... I'm 15 and I'm still in high school. Would
you say that you like all these things because these are things that I like as well? No, it's okay. Like sometimes a lot of kids model after their parents, so...
It's something I just like when I'm bored, like I just come in and I just put them down and just, match all of them.
And you like being in front of the camera too?
I don't like that.
But you're a content creator. Yes. How is that supposed to work? Are you a YouTuber?
So, I have no choice.
I would say that our relationship, you and I, our relationship has evolved. When I first had you, I was struggling with a whole lot. I mean, I'm a single mom. Like, I've pretty much had to raise you all by myself. It's hard. Like, even for kids who have both parents in their lives, it's hard. I had to move from a place of bitterness and pain. And I'm sure you're grown, so maybe you kind of understand where the bitterness and pain came from.
Yeah.
I had to grow from a place of bitterness and pain to a place of acceptance and then empowerment. So I feel like those are the different stages that our relationship has had to go through. But right now, I would say that our relationship is beautiful, interesting, and dynamic, as well as challenging. The challenges that you give me right now are not the same challenges you gave me when you were 5 or 2. Now I'm having to deal with someone who's almost becoming an adult, who has a mind of her own. When I say do this, she wants to do that. And then she's talking back at me sometimes. And I'm having to reconcile the fact that in my head, this is somebody that I gave birth to. And I feel like in my own right, I should be able to say, do it like this. But then again, I also have to understand that you're becoming your own person. You have your own characteristics and traits, and I should, as a parent, allow you find your voice and use that voice. Me being able to get into that mode of, okay, knowing how to draw the balance in terms of allowing you be your person and, still getting to that point where I say, no, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. Finding a balance and striking a balance to the point where it's not detrimental to you is where we currently are at right now in our relationship. And I feel like that's where we lock heads sometimes. But aside that, it's a beautiful relationship. You help me so much.
So much.
I don't cook anymore in the house. You cook everything. You make a mean. Your oha is fantastic. Your afang is... I can't even make afang like you. You brought so much joy into my life. Sometimes I think about how lonely I would be if I didn't have you. Oh, sorry. So even if I'm a single mother, not by choice, but by circumstances, I don't think I would say that I would have it any other way. I'm thankful to have it this way.
This way.
So how would you describe our relationship? Don't lie.
Yeah, so sometimes...
Say the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, so sometimes it's like I'm able to relate with you because, you're always current, the latest.
We current mommy, yeah.
But sometimes, your head like used to click.
My head used to click.
No, like, when it comes to like your OCD aspects, which I understand you're trying to...
I'm trying to
I know,
inculcate into you the importance of being...
I know.
Yes, clean.
I understand.
And, putting things together. Like, that's something you grow up with and you thank me for later. So many things I'm teaching you now, you thank me for it later. Maybe when you have a kid of your own, you'll understand. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry,
and sometimes I just, I want to always talk with you, but I know you're busy and you're always like, you're calling. I'm like, I understand, but, I just like to, disturb someone.
Sometimes you feel like I ignore you.
Not ignore, but, because of work and...
Yes, so you feel like I ignore you because I'm working.
Yes.
I'm always working, even when I'm home in the evenings. That's true. I neglect you sometimes. I will try and do better.
You
What else? What else of our relationship do you like the most?
I think when it comes to your encouragement, and basically almost everything. Like, I like the way you are able to, you know, like, you give it to me, like, the way you give it to one, like an outsider. If I do something, you know, you call me out. If I do something right, you encourage me. So, yeah.
So I'm firm and resolute, and I encourage you.
Yes, you do.
Honestly, I don't think that I would want to model our relationship with any other one or set a parameter for which I would say, okay, I'm judging our relationship by this benchmark or standard. So do we measure up or do we measure? All I want in my life is to be happy, and I'd like to raise a happy child. I know that there'll be moments of pain, moments of struggle. I'm trying to raise you up in a way where you work hard and you work smart too, of course. And I want to raise a child who's honest. I mean, I try to inculcate in you the values that I strongly believe in. Whatever it is I share with you, I tell you, it's something that I do. So our relationship is, if you say model, I don't think it'll be something to model after for anyone. It's just it's an imperfect, perfect suit for both of us. We're slowly getting into a point where now I have to have the real conversations with you, where it's like, you know, if you see a boy you like, and I'm like, this one, you know. In another, I was telling you recently in where we worship, I was like, okay, this guy looks like a good guy. I see that he's trying to talk to you. Don't worry, in another 5 years, you'll be good to go. But just let me know the guys that you like. Let me know. I'll use my motherly eye and look at them. Look at them very well. And if I see that this one is good to go, I can even help to, you know, orchestrate things. I was saying that to you just on Tuesday. So, you know, I feel like our relationship keeps transitioning. As you grow older, you know, I have to accept the fact that, you know, there's certain things I'll phase out. I have to assign you more responsibilities, more trust. What aspects of our relationship would you wish that could be better, for instance?
If I say none, will it look like I say my mind?
If you say what?
None.
None? Really?
I like it the way it is because, you know, in life there's ups
and downs.
Yeah, so sometimes you have to, you know, enjoy. Sometimes you have to, you know, face the real life and things like that.
So even when I scream at you and shout at you,
I know then you're angry, and also I'm angry too. But like when I go over and I think about it, I'm like, yes, you're right, and it makes sense. And I just, when I know I did not do something, but because facts are showing that it's related to me, she might just believe that it's me. And sometimes when I'm trying to explain, she's like, no, when I'm talking, you don't talk. So there was those times I just feel like, you know, we're losing everything on, but I have to realize that, you know, you have to be a respectful child. And
I agree. There are times when you're probably saying to me, oh, I didn't do this. And like you said, the facts are all showing that. Because how else? Like, what else? You know, what else? How else would this thing not be true when everything is pointing to the fact that kind of put cracks in the trust line? So now it's hard. One time at school, you were, some of their classmates had gotten involved in, this was a while ago though, had gotten involved in friends trying to, you know, school kids, secondary school kids, trying to match make each other or something like that in school. And, you know, so that report had come to me and she was involved in some way. And, you know, I'm like, this is interesting. So we had that conversation. And then after that happened, another time something came up about a boy, I think, you know, and so because the matchmaking thing had happened before then, and then now this is coming up. Even if she said to me, oh no, this had nothing to do with me, I handled this well, I still had this lingering doubt.
Before I could even speak, I was like, what happened? And I'm like, let me learn and just, you know, say things. Well, now I think you finally understood that I'm growing, I'm becoming a teenager, and you know, I have feelings and I have, you know, hormonal changes and whatever, so.
That's true. I remember when I was 14, I had crushes. I had guys I kind of liked just for nothing. And now I can't even remember some of those people. I can't remember their names. That's how fleeting these things are. So I have to step away from being a mom for 1 minute and put myself in the shoes of a 14-year-old teenager who was just growing and evolving. So that helps me to relate with you better. I haven't shared with you details of my dating life.
I don't even think I've ever asked.
Yes, you've never asked and I've never shared with you. But of course, you know everything. You know the core of my existence in terms of relationships. You know what happened between me and your dad. You know, you pretty much, when somebody comes into my life now, you know.
Because, I always know.
Yeah.
I always
because
check
all the
your
phone
phone.
calls that I will
Yes.
take, you know, I'm an open book.
Yes.
She knows the password. You know the password to my phone, and you always go through my phone. I know.
Because my face opens them.
Which is why her eyes open my phone. Which is why I can't even live any kind of life because, look, these kids these days are so smart. You're so smart. So you guys see everything, hear everything, and know everything. So everything pretty much that I do now, she knows. But I haven't sat her down and said, hey, look, so the first guy I dated, this is his name. I haven't done that. And I don't even know why.
I don't think we should
never
have that kind of conversation. No, we are.
I mean, I don't have any problem. I can, but we've never gotten to that point where
yeah.
Or you've never asked, I guess.
Like nothing has brought up the conversation about us being like, oh, you first. No.
Yeah, but if you asked me, I would be willing to talk about it and share.
I think I have an idea.
Who? Yes. Uncle Michael. Okay, so you see that in passing. I guess every now and then conversations have, and these kids are small, like I said. I've never spoken to her about it, but see, she knows.
I'm someone that if I stay a day and just think, ideas come in. So like, and sometimes for these ideas to come in, I have to, you know, have my own space. And yeah, I think, yeah, I need some kind of space, but not too much and not too less.
At what other times do you act like you need your space? For instance, when you're hungry. When you're hungry, you literally shut down on everybody and you won't speak to anybody. At that time, I know that you want your space. Until food comes, nobody can reach you because you're in shutdown mode, right?
Yes. Misunderstandings can get very, you know, tough. But
when you say tough, how do you mean?
Like really heated. Like the other day, like I was going to school and that day I was never just having that. Like she was annoying me in all measures and all manner. Like she was like, she wanted to drive me to school. And I was like, I don't want to stay in the front. And she was like, you must stay in the front. I can't be your driver. And like, we were literally out and everyone was hearing us. And I was like, oh no. Well, I just had to, you know, obey and, you know.
You have to realize it's hard having two hormonal women in the same proximity. Sometimes it's that time of month and we are both having the same time of month at the same time. How do you think it's going to? It's going to be a volcano of emotions. So there's that too. Sometimes
when you, even though you discipline me, maybe just, you know, passwords, whatever, and when I get to sit down and I think and I'm like, okay, and that's why she acted this way, out of fear or whatever, or, you know, for my own benefit.
I know the incident you're referring to.
Which one?
When I discipline you and I do certain things, probably out of fear.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Carry on.
So sometimes you don't discipline me, but you talk to me and I use my, you know, my brains to think it through and, you know, see some sense of what you're saying.
Will you say that I've gotten better in terms of how I administer discipline?
Yes,
now compared. What did I used to do before in terms of administering discipline that you didn't like?
Let's not even go there.
Let's go there.
Oh, we should go there?
Yes.
Okay. So like there was a time where like it got very bad, every little thing, like anything that gets like, you know, pouncing, beating. Yes. So but now it's reduced, it's more of talking and shouting, even though the shouting is, I would prefer the beating than the shouting, but what can we do?
I don't beat you anymore.
That's what I'm saying, like you talk more and, you know, sometimes you raise your voice to a certain level that's...
Yes, that's true. I know that I've not always been the model parent. A lot of parents these days will say, yeah, don't beat your... Unapologetically, I'm not of that school of thought, you know? At every age, a child requires a certain level of discipline. Now I realize that you're growing and right now conversations will work for you. When I talk, you can understand.
Yes.
So I would rather have conversations with you. You're becoming an adult. So I feel like I can have heart-to-heart, real-life conversations with you. When you were 7, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I would say one thing over and over and over and over again, and you still go back to doing that, it is frustrating. So if I have to beat, like spank, I will. I'm not that parent who will say, you can talk to the child, you're damaging the child. I'm sorry, I will beat at the age that I have to and to the degree that I have to. Admittedly, I know I have gone overboard a few times. I admit, and I am sorry for those times. In fact, let me not lie, there was this one time I I hated myself for it. I didn't tell you, but I hated myself for it.
Yes, I remember that day.
The day that
I still will have the mark.
You have the mark.
It's still here.
You know what you did.
Yes, I know what I did.
I have told you severally, if you go to school, if you have to stop by anywhere else, let me know. These things I'm saying, you will understand when you're older. Do you know what it means to look for a child in this Lagos? God forbid if your enemy was to go missing. Can you imagine the level of emotional trauma that I would be in? If you were a mother and your only child were to go missing, can you stop for a second and think about what do you think it would feel like? So that's why I always said to you, if you're going to school and you're going to stop by maybe to do a project or a class, or you're going to, let me know. You can use your teacher's phone. I know they don't allow phones in your school. Use your teacher's phone and call me and let me, so I know your whereabouts. I know, okay, you've left school, you've gone here, and I can track you. This is in this Lagos. The crazy things are happening. So on this particular day, you had gone to school. Chinwe, to 6, you were not back. Wasn't it almost to 6? Mm-hmm. I was losing my mind. I'd called your teachers, called your principal, called your classmates. Nobody seemed to know where you were. Literally. I had come to the gate several times, to the estate gate. I asked if they had seen you. Nobody had seen you. I was on my way to go to your school to confirm for myself. But if your teacher said that you were not there, you're not there. I was literally just going to go to school and then go to the police station. That's literally what I was on my way to do when I saw you at the gate. And I started to pounce on you at the gate. And I beat you so bad. And I did some crazy things that I cannot even say right now. But I regretted those things terribly. I hated, and I think I apologized to you. Mm-hmm. Those things came from a place of fear and frustration, like extreme fear. I literally that day thought I had lost you. You will not understand. And I think that was the first and last time you ever did a thing like that. For once in your life, you understood what I was saying about what can happen if you go missing. And I think from that day, I made a conscious effort to just fizzle out the whole beating phase. And I don't beat you anymore. I'd rather just talk to you. And I know I raise my voice sometimes. Sometimes it's just frustration. Like it's hard raising a kid all by yourself, and then hard raising a teenager. I know I'm not completely 100%. I'm not perfect, and that's the truth. You know, you're not too. So in as much as I cut you slack, probably we have to cut me some slack, and I will have to do better. And I'm trying. I stammer a lot, which I got from her. But it's only recently, It got worse because I don't know, maybe I'm growing or something like that. I'm affecting you. I don't know. Then when some of these things are subconscious. No, I want to tell you things as this, and the stammer just comes in, and I'm like, I'm trying to say something nice, and it's just stomach comes in, and I just lose my zeal and everything. Yeah, so like when it comes to the aspect of me being able to say that it is, I do that very well. Like if people do things that I don't like, I tell them, you know, immediately. I'm like that. I'm a very. But after I've finished saying everything, I'll tell you, I don't mean everything I'm saying. I'm just telling you how I feel because you don't mean to be mean. Exactly. I don't want you to feel somehow, but I'm just telling you as it is. That's how I feel. Then also, I think when it comes to my thinking ability, I love to see things that are green. You know, you're plant mom, so yeah, so I love plants too, and nature and things like that. Okay. Then also when it comes to how I work, I love content, I love videography, and that's basically almost what you do. So things like that. I feel like people rub off on each other, especially when they're in close proximity, which is why sometimes you find a husband and wife, after a while they start to look alike. Like they finish each other's sentences. Like we do that too sometimes. Yes. So I think and I hope I don't. I mean, being a stutterer, it's not like it's a chronically bad thing. It's just a speech. It's a speech. Let me look for a beautiful word. It's a speech essence. You know. So I stutter. I mean, but my stutter is not so bad. I mean, even in the course of having this conversation, I can probably count how many times I've stuttered. I stutter when I'm excited, when I'm in a hurry to talk, when I'm angry. Yes, those are the things. Yes, so, I mean, if you pick that from me, I don't think it's a fundamentally bad thing. I would rather you not stutter, but if it happens that way, oh well. That would just be one of the many other things that you pick up from me. So when it comes to you and I, what's your biggest fear? That when you think about, and if that should happen, that would really probably tear you apart, or really, what's your biggest fear?
I think losing you. Because I very, like, there was a day like this, I don't know how it got to my head. And
you were thinking about it?
Yes, and I was like, okay, for like materially, now if you leave, I will know how to, you know, compel my fashion, whatever. And then let's go to the moral aspect. And, you know, it will be terrible. It will be terrible. And I don't want that, because I'll be all by myself. I'll have no one to encourage me. I'll have no one to, you know, be for me, because out there in the world, people act like they care, but they're not always there, like I'm present for you, like the way you are for me.
I would say my biggest fear, I guess I have, when it comes to our relationships, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, every time I hear that someone has lost their child, you know, it's it's two things. I think about it, like, because I know it can happen to anyone, sometimes I try to put myself in that space, and I cannot even fathom how a life like that would be, you know. And then I try not to think about it too much, because the mind is powerful, and I don't want to put certain thoughts into my mind and my subconscious. So of course I have the fear of that. Let's not even dwell on that too much. Then another fear that I have, but I'm slowly beginning to prepare myself for, because I feel like it's an inevitable, is you growing up and getting married. You know, because I feel like we've become so attached. Yeah. We've literally lived all our lives together, except for the point where I traveled to the US for almost 2 years. I mean, even when I used to work on TV and I used to work weekdays from the office and come home weekends, we're still together, you know. But I know that, I mean, you're 15 in September. In the next, like I always say to you, in the next 7 years, you can tell me when I want to get married, and I would have no choice than to say yes. If you really, literally wanted to get married at 22, you could. And I would have no choice. So I always say to myself, God, you know, I said this thing when I said, God, what if this girl gets married before me? What's not going to happen to me? I was saying it to my friends. I'm like, Chika, if that happens, that's fine. I said, no, that's not okay. And they were saying, Chika, stop. Like, my friends literally scolded me and said, I should never, you know, say that if it happens that way, then what? But in my head, I'm like, no. And the only reason why I was fighting that so hard is because I know how incredibly lonely I would be if that were to happen. But now I'm telling myself, I'm going to be okay, regardless of how this life goes. Whether I get married before you or you get married before me, I'm going to be okay. All I know is that I'm going to be the sexiest grandmother ever in the history of this entire world. I'm going to be 70 and polishing my nails red. I'm wearing my short gown and short skirt. I'll be wearing my heels. When I come to see your grandchildren, I'll be coming there every week. I literally said to myself, I'll literally be driving and say, I just say make I stop by. I was just passing and I said, let me stop by. I'll literally be in your house every weekend. You're your husband, you will be tired of me. That's my plan. If I happen to be single, forbid. If I happen to be single until then, you will see me in your house every time. Your husband will complain, but you have no choice. We are tied together for life. So to my beautiful, adorable, smart, kind, loving, annoying, stressful foodie of a child. The child who has brought so much shine, laughter, and blessings to me. I'm so thankful that I have you in my life. Your name is Chinwe, and it's really a testament to how my life has turned out. Because you see, at a point in my life, people just thought that having you was literally going to be the end of the furtherance of my career or my growth. But you see, Chinwe means God has the final say. And what that truly means is that it is God's will that is ultimately going to play out in our lives. And I feel like God's will has been expressed through you in my life in so many ways. And I just want to say, I am truly excited for you and your future. I know you have a wonderful, bright future ahead of you. I'm super proud of the woman you are becoming. I see all the efforts that you're making, spiritually especially, and I am thankful to you. And you encourage me, especially even in times when I'm not doing so well career-wise, when I'm struggling, when business isn't going great. You're my greatest cheerleader. I know how many times I've said to, maybe to your hearing, see how well this one is doing. And you're saying to me, Mommy, stop saying that. Stop saying that. Your own time will come. You're not that person. Look at how, like, you literally redirect my mind to the blessings I currently enjoy and the things that make me truly unique. And sometimes when you speak, I'm ashamed of, like, it just reminds me, it makes me feel like you're the adult. So many times you make me feel like you're the adult here, honestly. Even when you cook better than me. So honestly, sometimes I'm just like, I know I've impacted in you so much, but you have also impacted into yourself. And I'm just here to witness it all, and I'm truly blessed, I feel extremely blessed. And stop eating all my food. Money is not hard, it's not easy to come by these days. Stop eating all my food. And stay on the fitness journey with me. If you say we are alike in so many things, stay on the fitness journey with me. When I wake you up 5:30, 6 in the morning, let's go and work out. Stay on it with me. Thank you as you comply, and may God bless you.
Amen. Okay, so I think I would start by saying thank you, because in so many ways you've shown that you're not just a mother. Like, you're more than a mother, you're a friend.
I'm more than a mother, so what am I?
Like, you're a friend, you're like everything in one, like your friend, your brother, my dad, like you're everything in one. And even though many mothers would have, just into the sink, but you kept
what?
Into the sink.
What is into the sink?
Let's just leave it like that.
Thrown you away?
Yes, but you kept me and
use your voice, use your words.
Well, you kept me and you made your decision to keep me, and that's, if you didn't do that, I won't be here today.
Aww.
So, not to cry. So, yes, and I'm very grateful. Even though I've not always had that fatherly role present, but you've always been everything. Oh, Mommy, don't cry.
It's not me.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So, yes, so thank you
Go
very
on,
much.
carry on.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. My big baby. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know where this came from.